All right, it's dinner time, and tonight I want to show you our very favorite black bean recipe and how we like to eat it. So let's get started. Hey you guys, welcome back to Heartway Farms. We're so glad you're here with us. It's dinner time. I need to throw together something that everybody likes and something quick, something healthy. Believe it or not, I know you guys may not think we know how to make healthy food too, but we do. On a daily basis, most of our recipes are very healthy, and that's our preference, and then all the other fun stuff are just treats that we like to keep around. So this is one of those go-to healthy recipes that includes black beans, and that's what the star of this recipe is, but I'm also going to show you how we eat it. We love eating it with some fresh made pico and some sweet corn and white rice, jasmine rice. So we're going to show you all of that today, but mainly I want to show you how to make these black beans in a way that you will love them and everyone will love them. I never liked black beans, ever. I mean, you could sneak them into stuff, but I never had a recipe that I just really loved. And this recipe I really like. So let's get started. I'll show you guys how we make our black beans. I make them in the Instapot, and it really is the easiest way. The easiest way to do it, to just get it going and then go do all your other things and then come back and they're just poof, they're done. So all right, let's get started. So for this recipe, you need an Instapot. You need 1 pound of rinsed black beans. I've already rinsed them, they're kind of draining in here. You need either chicken broth, beef broth, veggie broth, or some kind of bouillon. And we like the better than bouillon, so that's what we're gonna be using today. I'm gonna use 1 whole onion, 2 bay leaves, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. This can be flexible. Any of these things can be flexible. If you like more of something, if you want real onion taste, add more onion, okay? So you can be flexible with this. Plus 6 cups of warm water, because I want to be able to combine the water and the bouillon. All right, so let's get started. Like I said, I already rinsed these black beans. They're in here and I looked through them. Make sure there's no lovely stones or anything like that. They've been rinsed really well. I'm gonna go ahead and put those in first. Set that aside. All right, and then next, while I'm waiting here, so if you were following the instructions on the bouillon, this is, like I said, the better than bouillon seasoned vegetable base. If I was following the instructions, it would be 1 teaspoon of bouillon to every cup of water that you're using. I don't want it to be that salty or seasoned, so I'm only gonna use about, let's say like 3 heaping teaspoons here of the bouillon. Here, I'm gonna move this over here. Like I said, this is a flexible recipe. You can use whatever broth you have. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use my little whisk to incorporate it. My kids think this little whisk is like the best thing ever. All right, it really doesn't even have to be completely broken down. It will do that while it's cooking, while it's pressure cooking. So I'm just gonna get, the warm water makes it dissolve very quickly. All right, so again, that's 6 cups. And we're gonna add that to our beans. Okay, and now we're gonna do our other things. So we have our garlic. 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. The great thing about this recipe is that, let's say you only have powdered onion powder or garlic powder, you don't have fresh garlic or fresh onions at your house. This recipe is amazing with those things as well, so it's super easy. 2 bay leaves, got those. We're gonna put those in. Don't eat them when your beans are done. And then the bouillon's very salty. I used 3 heaping teaspoons, and I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon of salt. You technically can go up to 2 teaspoons of salt in this recipe if you want to, but I don't need that extra salt because the bouillon is salty. So you're gonna have to gauge that. And like if you're using a broth, a veggie broth that has no salt, you're probably gonna want that 2 teaspoons of salt in this recipe. So just experiment and see what you guys like. This is what we like. Mix that up. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna do our onion. Again, if you want more onion flavor, add some onion powder on top of this, or add a couple onions, it doesn't matter. I'm not putting this in here to have little bits of onions, because actually my kids don't like that. I'm only putting this in here for flavor. So I don't even have to chop it up real fine, because I'll get just great flavor from just the half of an onion here. So I'm gonna put this in, get some good flavor in there. And I'm leaving the chunks big so that my picky non-onion eaters can pick them out easy, but Josh can get all the onions. So, all right, so that is so easy, that is it. I'm gonna give it one more stir. You can absolutely do these beans on the stove. Just follow the instructions for your black beans if you need to do them on the stovetop, but I just really like doing it in the Instapot. All right, so we're gonna close this up. I'm gonna make sure it is sealed. So this is easy. I've got everything in the Instapot, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit the bean chili button. And you will see I don't have to do anything else. It will just turn on automatically. That's all set and it's good to go. And this is important. I have it on sealing. I don't want it to be releasing pressure. I don't have it on venting. I have it on sealing. And when it is done, when my timer goes off, I'm gonna let it release pressure on its own time. I'm not gonna do the quick release of the pressure, you know, where you can quickly vent it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let it release on its own. Okay, so that's easy. And they're delicious and they're perfect. So I will show you guys that in a little bit. But while this is cooking in the Instapot, I wanna show you what we're gonna do, what ingredients. I think Marie's gonna chop up some pico ingredients for us, which is just, and there's not really a recipe. I know, don't hate me. There's not really a recipe. You use as many of whatever as you want, but today we're gonna use around 10 to 12 little tomatoes. We're gonna use 1 whole red onion, a bunch of cilantro, lime juice to taste, so we like a lot of limes. So we use sometimes upwards of like 5 or 6 limes we juice. They're so good. At least 1 jalapeno. If it's not spicy, we'll do 2 for sure. So like we like it to have a little kick, and then salt to taste, and it's just one of our favorite things. So fresh and delicious and healthy. So I'm gonna show you that, and like I said, I'm gonna make up some white rice and go into our root cellar and grab some sweet corn that we canned up earlier this season. So let's do all of those things. All right. All right, our black beans are done. My house smells really good, and we're ready to put everything all together. I did let this cook the full cycle for the beans and chili, and then when it was done, I let it do its own release. I did not quick release. I let it go the whole time, and it ended up taking about 27 minutes or so to fully come down, all the pressure to come down. So then we can open it up and have even more of the smell of all those wonderful things in here, the onion and the garlic and all of that. And you notice there's a lot of liquid, and that's how it's supposed to be. You're gonna still have lots of liquid for it to cook in. You don't have to worry about this burning in your Instapot, and you have these beautiful, beautiful tender black beans. And I keep the liquid, so let's say I'm not gonna use these all today. I'm gonna store the beans in the liquid because it just keeps, that's what holds all that flavor, is all this beautiful liquid in here. All right, so yeah, let's do this here. So we have many different opinions on how to eat this meal. Some of the people in my household would like some corn chips and mix this all up and scoop it up. Julianne even likes putting it on a sweet potato, like cutting open a sweet potato and doing like a Mexican sweet potato. But I'm going to show you my way since I'm the one doing the video. So you saw us make that beautiful cilantro rice. And I'm going to put that on this side. All right, and then on this side I'm going to start with these nice black beans. Save the onion chunks for Josh because that's his. He likes onions a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drain out the liquid. I don't need that for this time. I usually like to put a little bit on top at the very end. All right, so we have our black beans. And then over here, I'm gonna get some of our beautiful caramelized sweet corn. You guys saw me doing that on the stove. And I like mixing that over the black beans. This is the sweet corn that we put up, so it's got that beautiful caramely color. All right, there's that. And then top it all off with pico. You saw Marie making pico. And then a nice squeeze of lime over the whole thing. And there you go. Dinner is served. All right, if you guys didn't have an idea for dinner, now you have it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you try out this recipe, and we'll talk to y'all soon.